Well guys, this is it. The final episode of Roze of Recapture. How will Ash and Sakuya defeat Norlon? What will be the fate of the Hokkaido block? How will they resolve all the subplots? And did Catherine's built-in airbags save her? Let's find out. The final episode begins by giving us another update on the human, Roomba, Blender, Loki, plot device, death machines. First we head to the Britannian Republic, where we witness more of the human blending, including these idiots in the pink car. Then we see that the military found the submarine that's launching the Loki. They attempt to stop it with one ship firing weak torpedoes. Considering that Nightmare Frames have been able to travel underwater since R1, this attack plan was dumb. Also, this scene is an insult to the one in Turn 7, where a fleet of ships assaulted the Black Knight submarine. Where was that counter-offensive here? After that failure, we go to Tokyo, where finally, after 11 episodes, Kallen Kozuki makes an appearance. I think she's studying at the university there, although she's been doing that since Resurrection, and that was 4 years ago. So what is she doing now? Speaking of Resurrection, she is piloting the same Gurren type special and wearing the same Nightmare Frame pilot uniform from that film. Kallen looks amazing and seems bigger now, if you catch my drift.
Oh yeah!
But I hate her one line that feels generic and out of character.
I won't sit back and let you murder people!
And they wasted her Nightmare Frame piloting abilities and her OP Nightmare Frame. Next, we travel to London to see how they're doing. Gino and Cornelia discuss the situation while we see the action in real time. Cornelia asks how much longer they can hold out for. Gino says 3 days, which makes no sense. Also, the Roombas do this weird trampoline nonsense to launch each other into a Nightmare Frame base, where a Roomba kills his random, beautiful Nightmare Frame pilot, keeping the Code Geass tradition alive of killing beautiful women who barely appear in the anime. We head back to Waikiki, Honolulu, Hawaii, where Cornelia finally joins the battle in her Quinn Rose Model Z. She also takes out some Roombas. Gino joins in his new Tristan divider, which includes a new paint job. Both note how the Roombas just don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running.
And Gino states they must stop Norlon to end this. Wow, Gino, that was brilliant. I had no idea. I'm glad you're here to tell us these things. We then see Norlon floating above the planet, enjoying the Purge Human Blender Roomba Loki edition. Norlon wants to savor this moment. Okay, still not sure what the plan is, assuming all of humanity does get wiped out. I know that you're eager to get back to the Nightmare Frame wreck of an ending, but if you're enjoying the content, please like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. I know
This is the end.
but as the legend once said,
End? No, the journey doesn't end here.
because now that the series is over, this is where the fun begins. I can now make videos that analyze the entire series, and trust me, there are lots of things to talk about, so you're not going to want to miss this. But to make that happen, I need your support. Alright, I'm done e-begging, let's get back to the recap. After the intro, we see Ash's pets, including those 2 cats who have grown quite a lot since episode 1, but you haven't seen anything yet. Then a Black Knight informs Kaguya that she needs to deliver her statements in the main conference room. By the way, for the 1% of people watching that think that that blonde woman looks familiar, well, it's the same person we saw in Resurrection, and I still want to know what her name is. If you know, let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, Kaguya readies herself to make the speech. Continuing where we left off from the last episode, Ash is still falling, and now Sakuya finally sees him. She catches him with the Z Artemis, and then they fly into Norlon's Sky Fortress. Why does Norlon not do anything to stop them, since they could ruin his plan?
もう何も変わることはない。
Right, Norlon, Charles, you are not. Anyways, Sakuya uses the emergency escape hatch to help Ash out of the Nightmare Frame and learns the Apollo isn't working. So she suggests fighting Norlon on her own. Ash is of course against this. Sakuya wants to protect Ash and the world, instead of being the one that requires protecting. She then reflects on her past actions to save Sakura. This includes using her Gios power that caused so much harm. During this, we relive scenes from the previous episodes. After all of this, Sakura decides to take responsibility for the fight she started. This is all really good stuff. Ash agrees, but wants Sakura to use her Gios on him to enhance his abilities. This is just like how the Live command worked on Suzaku. Sakura opposes this, even calling the Gios a curse, but Ash then takes off her wig, saying it's not a curse, but a vow, and he wants Sakura to shoulder his vow. By the way, can we all agree that there's no way that that wig could hold her hair like that? It was questionable with C2, but here it's just dumb. Sakura uses Gios on Ash again, which is the second time in this IP where someone used their Gios twice on the same person, since their first command was removed by a Gios canceller. The first incident was with Lelouch and Shirley. Suzaku, sorry, I meant Ash says, "Yes, your majesty." This whole thing reminded me of Suzaku and Lelouch working together during the Zero Requiem. Kaguya then addresses the UFN. She speculates that the Roombas have killed hundreds of thousands of people. I think it should be higher, but okay. She continues to explain what the Loki are, that Norlon is controlling them, a plan is in motion to stop him, and we must survive until Norlon is defeated. That was a pretty lame speech, especially for someone like Kaguya. Not sure what it accomplished. We also see the Blenders killing people in Cologne, Germany during her speech. After Kaguya is done being pointless, Ash and Sakura start up their nightmare frames. Sakura shared energy from the Z Artemis to the Z Apollo. That's not a bad idea, but instead, why not travel back to the Seven Shining Stars hideout or any other bases, grab new energy fillers, and return to the battlefield? I mean, Norlon isn't going anywhere, and it was stated that the Z Ortega can fly at insane speeds, and we know this because we observed its insane escape velocity when it travels above the atmosphere in seconds. The whole thing just felt contrived for what happens next. Anyways, Sakura and Ash combine for the last time. No, not like that, and travel in space to fight Norlon. I'm still not over the fact that Nightmare Frames can now do this. The escape velocity seems faster than our modern rockets. We went from this to this in 8 years. Anyways, they fly up to start their final battle against Norlon, who just says,
そう懲りもなく来たか。
I mean, you could have killed them several times before this. You have no issues killing random people without a second thought, but won't kill the only 2 people that can stop you. Well, 4 if you count Suzaku and Kallen, but the show doesn't, so I won't either. Whatever, it's fine, it's fine. To defeat Norlon, Ash and Sakura come up with a plan. Ash informs Sakura that the Fallout has at least 10 laser cannons that work like the Satumpe wall, so the plan is to figure out where those cannons are and their limitations. Sakura has to give Ash different movement patterns since Norlon knows all of his. The Z Ortega then flies around the Fallout, baiting him to fire his lasers at him. And just like that, they brought back the meme.
I'm firing my laser!
During this tower defense fight, Norlon notes how Ash's movements are different, so someone must be navigating him. No shit, my dude, you saw Sakura save him earlier. Wow. Anyways, Sakura tells Ash to pull back since she got all the data on the cannons, which there are 14 of, and no blind spots. Not good. Sakura says that they can only damage the Fallout with their melee weapons, something that Catherine found out the hard way. Oh, by the way, why doesn't Norlon just charge them head on to kill both of them? Who knows? Whatever, it's fine, it's fine. Since they have to get close, Ash and Sakura test how close they can get. During this, Norlon knocks them into his sky fortress, giving Sakura another concussion. Again, Ash has to wake her up. Hopefully these past concussions don't have any long-term side effects.
And the brain damage. And the brain damage. And the brain damage.
Then Norlon flies into the fortress, and I'm not making this next part up, he punches them out of the fortress when he could have used the Gefion Disturber beam, thus ending the whole thing. I swear, Norlon wants to lose despite this not being a murder-suicide plan. I'm getting deja vu with the Satumpe wall. Anyways, this attack shakes Sakia to the core, her will to continue seemingly shattered, but Ash motivates her to keep fighting. He states that through that encounter, they learned that Norlon's reactions are so fast that his control of the Foulbout must be mental instead of physical, so they need to slice off the Nightmare Frame's head to sever that connection. This will require baiting Norlon to continuously fire his laser for 60 seconds. Ash switches the Z Ortigia to Megista Zeta mode to engage Norlon. Norlon comments that he thinks they are up to something. Buddy, just finish them off. Your Nightmare Frame is faster and stronger. What is even happening right now? Anyways, the plan works and creates the opening they needed. They baited Norlon to take out the Z Ortigia's head, which allows them to remove the Foulbout's head. Then they lock up the Foulbout with their Slash Harkins, and just like how Norlon killed Nicol with 2 blades behind his back, Ash killed Norlon using the same method. I like the parallels here. Norlon then activates some kind of mechanism as he dies with a smile on his face, which further complicates everything. Then we head to Stupidville, where Ash disconnects the Z Apollo from the Z Artemis, so he starts falling with Norlon. His reasoning? Well, if they keep sharing energy, then neither of them can make it back to the surface. Ash also states that Norlon probably has a bomb on the Foulbout and doesn't want that to kill both of them. He then recounts what Jugo said to him about not seeing Sakia again and dies in the explosion along with the Foulbout. Then we get the worst quality animation that I've ever seen in a long time of Sakuya crying. Seriously, what the hell is that? Then the Sky Fortress blows up. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Is Ash's death sad? Yes, at least I think it is. Was his death easily avoidable? Absolutely. I mentioned the energy filler solution earlier, but he could have used an ejection block, allowing Sakia to grab him like how most Nightmare Frames work. Ash also could have removed the Slash Harkins and fall in a different area, allowing Sakia to grab him like how she did before. It's also odd how they didn't wear any spacesuits during their battle against Norlon, despite knowing they would have to fight him in high altitudes. I mean, if you're gonna copy 00, then do it right. This entire fight, while cool in theory, was just stupid, plain and simple. So much contrived, nonsensical nonsense to make it all work. And of course, we can't end a Kogia series without a main character's death. Yay! And just like that, we are done. And now it's time for the epilogue. The prologue was terrible, so I can only imagine how bad this one is going to be. We start off at the Lavender House, where Nara appears to be running it. What happened to the nun? Who knows? But then for the final time, the thought Catherine has returned and wants to work at the Lavender House with Nara. Nara says there could be openings, which excites Catherine. I have so many questions right now, like how did Catherine survive? Why is her personality so radically different? Why doesn't she recognize Nara? Why doesn't Nara recognize her? Why aren't these two imprisoned for war crimes? Nara could have gotten a pardon because of her recent actions, but what about Catherine? Honestly, even then it's still not good enough and both should still be in jail. I think they copied Valletta by giving Catherine memory loss and a personality switch. Also, keep the H-anime cringe TikTok dancing braless thought from these children. They have suffered enough, and so have we. So Catherine falls from the sky and survives, and Ash falls and has to die. Yep, another f*** you to the audience. Thanks, assholes. In honor of Ash's death, Sakia places her plot contrivance necklace on his grave. Does anyone else know about his gravesite? Also, maybe don't abandon an advanced piece of technology in a public area. Here's a thought: save the crystal and destroy the rest, then place the crystal on the grave. She even looks back, possibly realizing the stupidity behind what she just did. Anyways, we go to Kaguya, who is making a speech in front of the UFN in which he starts by saying several months have passed since the Roomba Human Blender Loki plot BS devices were defeated. Of course, they reused the same animation from before. She states that they are still recovering from the devastation. We see them taking apart the submarine with the low-key nightmare frames. Kaguya then states we can't forget the two nameless mercenaries that protected our future. So does that mean that everyone believes that Ash and Roze died? Also, hey Kaguya, the original cast and the extended cast also helped out as well. Maybe you should acknowledge them? Whatever. They also erected a statue of the Z Ortega in honor of the sacrifice. So did the Z Artemis barely make it to the surface and was too damaged to be ever used again? Who knows? But the questions keep on coming. Then Kaguya says they must cherish the peace that the sacrifice gave us. Well, that depends, Kaguya. Is everyone gonna act like morons again? Are you gonna off and leave the UFN again? Anyways, Kaguya then declares that the Hokkaido block will now become a SAR, or Special Autonomous Region, under the control of the UFN. Did Nara negotiate this? What about Sakura? Why not just return the land back to Japan? Who knows? But Kaguya mentions that the UFN will work with Sakura in this department. Then we go to Gino and Cornelia, and I swear, Cornelia gets larger with age. Maybe she recently gave birth to children after marrying Guilford. I'm making a joke here, but in all seriousness, I wish that actually happened. That would explain her absence from the Black Knights discussed in episode 4. Anyways, Gino says that Kaguya's actions wrap up the political stuff. Not sure how, but okay. Then expresses his annoyance that they have to do the cleanup for this, and Cornelia says, well, that's their job. Also, what the f is with her face here? It looks horrible. God, the animation here sucks.
Oh my god, what's wrong with your face?
Gino says indeed, which makes the whole thing another, well, that happened moment. Another f you to the fans. Then we go to two characters that no one cared about at all, Yuri and Sakai. Sakai returns to work with the Black Knights, and Yuri wants to join the Black Knights as a nightmare frame mechanic. Why isn't Rakshata, Lloyd, Anna, Cecile, or Miss X here instead of Shiro? Who knows? Why isn't Nina here to embrace her lover? Who knows? Okay, in fairness, I made up that fact that they are lovers, but why not though? I think Nina deserved it after everything she did in this anime. The characters you don't care about parade continues with Yoko, Oda, and Munamori. They're just drinking and Oda is doing his Tamaki impersonation. Yoko is happy that Yuri is with the Black Knights, but then Oda wonders what they will do now. It makes you realize that these characters had no depth to them at all, so instead they just drink. Oh, and we get another you from the show. Yoko apparently is underage, so this whole time I was looking at a nearly topless busty 16 to 17 year old. Kokias, you are such a legend, never change. This also proves that Yoko was a watered down Millie. At least she finally stopped wearing her side hustle outfit 11 episodes later, so that's one positive thing at least. We then get a resolution to that last minute character development between Kuroto and Haruka. Both of them visit her mother's grave. So that's what she meant by killed her family. This makes perfect sense because characters never refer to an individual family member when discussing their murder and instead just use the plural word family.
Seriously? Off show.
Then Kuroto asked if she found a boyfriend using some slang. Haruka then says no one uses that slang anymore, which embarrasses him. Will Haruka go to school to show off her ass to her classmates? Does she have a boyfriend? Who knows, and who the cares? Oh, and they don't visit the graves of Isao, Iwamoto, or Tomi, proving that even the writers didn't care about their sacrifice.
Nice job, everyone. No one cares.
Now we go back to the Hokkaido block where Sakya is now the Empress of the SAR and is going to address the nation. By the way, SAR, SAS.
Yeah, we get the wordplay.
Oh, I forgot to mention this entire epilogue is basically a ripoff from the original anime where the whole world became a better place after Lelouch's sacrifice, only in this case it's Roze and Ash's sacrifice, but unlike here in the original anime, you actually cared about these characters. Anyways, we are at the palace where it all started. Also, Sakya is wearing the Empress outfit that Sakura wore, so the whole thing comes full circle, even though I think Sakura should be leading. Anyways, Sakya uses a Geass on herself to remove the ability to speak, thus sealing her Geass. What? Well, I'll address that in another video. This is similar to when Lelouch used Gias on Mao to prevent him from speaking. That incident also involved Lelouch using Gias on himself with a mirror, which is exactly what Sakuya did. And we learned that her Gias, just like Lelouch's, can be reflected. I'm sure all of this is just a coincidence. Then Sakura enters her room with a new adorable haircut and awesome suit. This is a change that I approve of. Great stuff. Sakura tells Sakuya it's time. She nods and they have subtitles on the screen that translate to understood. But that's not how you say understood using sign language. So what the was that? Sakuya heads out to the balcony to address the people. So my assumption is that she learned sign language in the prior months to prepare for this. Also, Kuroto doesn't resume his duties to help Sakuya. I'm glad they ruined that subplot as well. They zoom in on Sakuya's face and we go to the end credits. But don't just leave just yet because we got a post-credit scene to watch. Yay, it's the Roze verse of multi-madness. We go to the Samari Cafe because we haven't seen Val and May or Natalia yet. After May pours Sakuya some coffee, we see those cats are all grown up and are huge. Seriously, what kind of cats are those? May notes how the cats are close, like a happy family. We also see Natalia and Sakura with Sakuya, so I guess they resolved all those issues with Natalia off screen. Yay. Then Sakuya communicates in sign language, but does May or anyone else understand sign language? In which case, who is she communicating with? Then Sakuya thanks Ash for everything, stating that they are doing well, and then mercifully, the series ends. I want to thank everyone who has been with me on this almost 1 year journey since they announced this series was actually going to happen last November, or those who have been with me since the beginning, or even those who just joined today. So many of you have engaged with the content and I really appreciate it, and don't worry, there's more awesome content to come, videos on this series, Kogias, and beyond. Thanks for suffering with me through this horrible anime that of course had a terrible end. I feel like I'm missing something important, but anyways, until then, take care.
は困ったものね。今度問題を起こされたら、うちの研究所への出資が止まりかねない。
Oh my god, I was so busy with the recap that I forgot about your birthday last week. Ow! 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 Okay, I'm sorry about this and everything else, including Nara. I realize now that you are the true goddess, the most beautiful, kind, and intelligent woman in Code Geass, if not all anime. Can you ever forgive me? I'll take that as a yes.
あ